Rapids, Michigan. This is a live stream so you guys can see what it's like to see a snowstorm rolling in through Grand Rapids, Michigan. Kate and I are enjoying sitting here and watching this thing happen. This definitely isn't Florida. So I hope you guys are doing great. It's freezing cold. There's actually snow right there on the edge of the window. You can see the snow coming in. This is incredible. Just to sit here and watch this unfold. Amazing view of downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we have enjoyed, wow, I mean, I've never seen snow like this since I was a little kid in Kentucky. And in Kentucky, you were inside the house, so like to actually be out and about in the snow, it's incredible. Nashby's on board. What's up? Kate and I are having just a beautiful time. No snow in Cape Coral. No, this is awesome. So I told Kate, you know what? I'm not gonna sit in a hotel with a crappy view and watch it snow from outside the window. I'm like, I want to actually see like real like snow, and I want to see like the whole city. So I found this hotel downtown, and they hooked me up with like a really, really good view. So we're here enjoying Michigan. This is incredible. Like if you have not ever seen snow, come up to Michigan. This is incredible. I love how like the snow just floats. You know, like it's really coming down hard now. I can tell there's no bed bugs in that hotel. No, this is insanely luxurious. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be here in Michigan. I want to make this memorable. And this hotel room is insane. Like, not only do you have this view, right? Watch this. Like, okay. You have this view, right? And you can see straight. This room is incredible. You can see all the way down that way into the city, right? So if you look down that way, you can see all the way into the city, right? No, no snow in Alabama Street in Lehigh. What's up, Lehigh? Lehigh and the Lehigh, bro. But look at the view, right? So you got that view, right? And by the way, they got, because remember, there's a lot of Latinos here. You got the American flag. I think that's an American flag. You got Bahamas, India, Brazil, Puerto Rico, Philippines, Jamaica, and Mexico. So you got all this view, right? But then you also over here. What's up, Katie?
Hi.
Look at the view behind Katie.
His favorite view.
Can I have your spot for a minute, please? So I can get. I'm scared to stand in the corner because when you stand in this corner, you're looking straight down.
Would you like me to do it?
No. I'm scared to stand. I can stand right there, but it's terrifying. Yo, we got Italian sister on board. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, bro. You got this view, this
Show
way,
the
right?
river.
And then you got the river over here. Bradenton is 84 degrees. This is incredible. And then you can see like the whole, like really, you can see like the whole city from up here. It's incredible. I thought the river would freeze over, but it hasn't. So the view. What do you think, Katie?
Yeah.
Is this the most balling thing we've ever done?
Yeah.
This is on par with New York City.
Yeah. This is cool.
This is incredible, bro. Like you can see like
I have to take adventures.
You have to, bro. This is like the most awesome thing we've ever done.
So
I'm gonna sit in the corner. Look, you're a jerk. You took the best spot to sit in. You took the best view and then left me like on the floor over there.
You could have taken it.
Cool view. So it's coming down now. You can see the river. I thought the river would freeze over. Does anybody know if the river would freeze over here or if it doesn't? You can see off into the distance. You can see like there's mountains back there. So that's looking to the north.
Cold enough for that.
Yeah. But look, it's really coming down now. Like it's really, really starting to snow. But no, this hotel room, it's just awesome to sit here on your bed and watch this. I don't even feel like I deserve this. I feel like
it's 27 degrees right now.
Yeah, I'm like, it's 27 degrees. It was 25 earlier. We went to Big Rapids, which is north of here, and it was 25 degrees.
When we wake up in the morning, it's going to be 19.
I was just thinking, if you continue north, it's all hit by the weather pattern, especially in Southwest Michigan, Indiana. Yeah, it was bad. So what we decided to do, Valerie, is since there's Valerie, since we have bad weather, we're not going to drive through it. I told Kate, let's get a nice hotel with an incredible view, and let's just sit back and watch the snow because, yes, you do not want to be driving through this stuff. Especially being from Florida, we don't know how to drive on ice and stuff. As you can see, the city's practically empty right now. Nobody's out and about barely. You can see one car over there, but nobody's out and about basically. This was a tennis. That's a tennis court. So that hotel, I guess that's a hotel or some other type of business. They have a tennis court on top, but the tennis court is frozen solid right now. Are you guys in Detroit? No, we're in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I wanted to go to Detroit, Gretchen. The problem is we weren't gonna make it to Detroit because of the snowstorm. You can see our window here. There's ice. There's ice right by there. You can see there's ice. So we could not make it to Detroit. I wanted to make it to Detroit. I can't decide if I should do Detroit or if we should do Chicago. So right now, we're kind of debating whether it's going to be Detroit or Chicago. But we're not in Detroit. We're in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I'm debating, is it going to be Detroit? Is it going to be Chicago? A bit of a temperature shock for you. Yeah, it is, Greg. This is incredible. I don't even think I deserve this. So you guys think Chicago or Detroit? I miss Detroit. And I never thought I'd be back in Detroit so quick, you know? But as you can see our window, even though we're like on a 17th, 18th story, I think, something like that, 20th story something, there's like ice and snow right on our window. It's like totally frozen. Excuse you. So I never thought I'd be back in Michigan. But we were supposed to catch the snow, Chicago, Detroit. No, I like Detroit, though. I like Detroit. Detroit has the best food ever. And incredible city vibes. Detroit's not that bad. I've been to any part of Michigan. I think I've been in Florida too long to handle the snow. You've never been to Michigan? This is incredible. You can fly. You know, I don't know if y'all knew this. You can fly from Fort Myers to Grand Rapids, the city that I'm in right now. They're French. You guys don't want Detroit? You guys want Chicago? Bro, Detroit gets a really Gator country. You're absolutely right. Detroit gets an absolutely bad rep, and it does not deserve it. I'm going to Chicago in spring. It probably wouldn't be snow in spring. Probably might be a good word. So I have to decide now. I can go to Chicago, or I can go to Detroit. I actually like Detroit. I mean, I've heard so many bad things about Detroit. But when I actually went there, first, it is super dangerous. Like, you don't even stop at a stoplight at night. But somehow I enjoyed Detroit for some reason. Not sure why. I really did. I actually enjoyed Detroit a lot.
And, we could go to Ann Arbor.
Yeah. I've heard bad things. Maybe I've had to visit Detroit. Yeah, Detroit, it is a bad city. But it also has great things. It's got great food. Now, the people in Detroit are very disrespectful and rude. That's like the one thing about Detroit is how rude and disrespectful people are. It really is beyond acceptable. I've been to Great Lakes, Chicago area, kid, but during the winter it was damp and rainy when we visited. I mean, being from Florida, this is incredible. Ann Arbor's a nice college town. Yeah, Katie was born in Ann Arbor. But Ann Arbor's a nice college town. Been to. Sorry for the mistype. Yeah, I get it. I will say that it's interesting how Detroit has just a bad reputation as a city. Minneapolis would be awesome, and that's one city I have never been to. There's a large Hmong community. The Hmong are a ethnic group that's split between different Chinese Asian countries. So they're not like a nationality because they're not like a country. They're spread throughout several Asian countries. And they were not treated properly. So there's a Hmong community in Minneapolis. And I know this because I'm into pigeon racing, and they like pigeon racing as a hobby. So I know that in the St. Paul area, there's a pretty large population of people of Hmong culture. It's pretty much empty down there. Mall of America, yes, it's massive. The biggest mall in the United States is there, exactly. And they have a lot of indoor activities. You can see the tennis court is like frozen to crap. Tennis courts are frozen. I really, being from Florida, I've done a lot of travels. I mean, I've done New York City. I've done Philly, Miami. And being here in the snow and being from Florida and not having experienced this in over 20 years, because the last time I experienced snow was in Kentucky. So it's been over 20 years. since I experienced snow. And actually, the one time it snowed in Louisville, Kentucky, is some of the most beautiful memories I have in Louisville. 1999, 1998, there was a big snowstorm in Kentucky. We got 2 feet of snow in Louisville, and that was just incredible. I want to hear When I hear Chicago, I think Oprah for some reason. Chicago as a windy city, yeah, yeah. Barack Obama. When I think about Chicago, I think about Barack Obama. I think about um, what's his wife, Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
I think about O Block. Now I saw there was these infamous Caprini Green projects, and I got to see them because when I was a kid, we went to Chicago for a conference, convention when I was a kid. So I was in Chicago as a kid, right? I can't believe how empty the streets are. I went to Chicago as a kid, and I actually have a photo. I'll post it later. So I haven't been to Chicago since Abraham Lincoln. Okay. Haven't been in Chicago for a while. Since I was a little kid. I haven't been in Chicago since I was a little kid. And, well, actually, no, I'm lying because when I went to Wisconsin, I had a flight that stopped in Chicago. So I flew into Chicago to change flights, maybe 4 years ago. Oh, I guess I flew. Yes, did Obama build his presidential library in Chicago? I'm not sure. Caprini Greens was the worst projects. And when I was a kid, I went to Chicago, and the Caprini Green projects were still there. And I drove past, and you could see it from the highway. It was just this incredible fortress-looking thing. And we had pizza downtown. I got beautiful memories in Chicago. This hotel has a Starbucks built into it.
And it has everything.
And it has a helicopter landing. Look at the car. It's like covered in snow. Look at that truck. Okay, there's a van going by. It's like covered in snow. But there is like, nobody down there. If you look carefully, like literally, like it's everybody's put away right now. It's interesting the flags that they have up representing the people, like the communities that are here in Grand Rapids, because Michigan has a lot of immigrants. Detroit has a lot of Arabs. Jose, when are you going back to Birmingham? I don't know if I want to go back to Alabama for a while. It was difficult going away. I don't know for a while. I don't know if ever really. I don't know. It's been a tough. Eventually, I'll be ready for it. I don't know if I'm ready for that right now. I don't know if you notice how thick this glass is, because if you look at how thick this glass is right here, look, you can tell this glass is like look when you touch it here, like it's cold, but it's a thick, like there's double glass. It's a thick, looks like wet snow. Yeah, it does. It's not the coldest day. It's only like what is the temperature, like in the 20s on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little intimidating to be this high up. It really is. It is a little intimidating to be up here, but it's been accumulating pretty quickly. There's a car finally. There's some cars on there. Some Yukons. Yeah, baby. And you can see the breast of Grand Rapids. I'll probably go for a drive around later. I've been to Alabama. Not much to see. Yeah, it's a very bland place. It doesn't have a lot to see. It's just beautiful country. Like the beautiful thing about like if you go to Alabama is to see like not the cities, but like the countryside. Like get out there in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna fly into O'Hare Airport, Jose. Yeah, O'Hare Airport. You should want my town, Athens in Ohio. It's a college town. You know, talking about Ohio, I was really impressed with how. Let's look over here. Let's take a look over here. I'll show you guys the other view that's even better. Can I please get in there for a minute, babe? Let me get in there for a minute. Don't hug it up all yourself. Come on, they want to see the river. You got 40 people who want to see the river. Come on. Let me get in there too. Katie hogged up the good spot for herself. They want to see the rest of the view. Katie, as always, when we hit a hotel, she hogs up. Whatever the best place is, she hogs it up right away. She's got VIP treatment, so... You know, like in a relationship, you have the partner that gets the best things.
I definitely do. I get you, so that is the best thing.
Oh, let me get up there. So, all right, guys. So I'll show you guys.
Show them my boots.
Boots, okay. When I heard you say boo, show them my boo. I was like, what? Boots. You can show them a little bit. Hold on. Let me show them the view, baby. Oh, wow. So here we are. Way the crap up here. Yeah, Katie gets like she gets like there's some things like she gets to sleep on the best side of the bed whenever we go to a hotel. I'm not sure how that worked.
I can sleep in the best side at home.
I thought she said boobs too. It sounded like boobs. That's what I thought she was gonna say. Like I was like, let me show you guys my boobs. I was like, you better be showing your boots. She bought a new pair of boots. Will you guys believe that Katie thought she was gonna go around Michigan wearing a pair of There's a road. Why don't they clean over the bridge? Why don't they salt the bridge? I guess because it'll rot, right?
Yeah.
So they can't salt the bridge.
Yeah.
Because the bridge is not salted.
We have to go over that bridge.
Drive through Ohio. Oh, okay. Talking about Ohio and Indiana. This really caught me off guard. So you guys saw the videos from that I uploaded from South Ohio, right? So you guys saw videos from the southern part of Ohio. It's mostly not that pretty. You didn't wear West Virginia. Jose, you didn't like West Virginia. No, I did not like West Virginia. That's a whole different subject. I'll make a video on that later. Wow, it's really coming down now. Look at that. There's like a stronger band of snow coming now. Look. You can see it in the distance. So now it's really going to start coming down.
It's going to be blizzard, boy.
Look, it's really like you can see it in the distance. Like there's really a bad band of snow coming now. Well, anyways, back to what I was saying. Ohio did look terrible. Okay. Southern Ohio is in bad shape. Ironically, the northern part of Ohio, especially northwest Ohio, are some of the nicest towns I have ever seen in the United States. So it's ironic in a way that the southern part of Ohio, the towns that you guys saw me do in the daytime, were really pretty. I mean, beautiful. I mean, crappy. Like, sorry. Like, really bad. Ironically, though, northwest Ohio was incredible. And I did videos in a few towns at night, and you guys were going to see those towns. So southern Ohio is in bad shape. The whole southern part of Ohio is really nasty. But when you get to like the northern part of Ohio, like pushing the pushing the Indiana border, are some of the prettiest towns you'll ever see. I mean, like sidewalks, paved roads, like street lights and everything. In like I'm talking like towns of like 5,000 people, and they have like street lights. So it's very interesting. Yes, and it is Amish country out there. So while what we saw in southern Ohio was pretty disappointing, what I saw in northern Ohio was pretty. Unfortunately, I didn't have time because of this snowstorm we're in right now. I had to rush back up to Michigan to beat the snowstorm, and because of that, I wasn't able to take a lot of time, as much time as I would have wanted to in Ohio. So unfortunately, we kind of did Ohio a really bad deed by showing their bad towns and not showing their good towns. But eventually we'll. I mean, I think I did one town. I was able to do one town in Ohio that was really nice. Cars are passing. So yes, looks like there's a really heavy band of snow coming. You can actually see it. Like the background disappeared. Like you could see a mountain range behind those buildings, like those churches back there. And it's gone. So this band of snow that's coming in right now is going to be really strong. There's a really strong band of snow coming right behind that. I still feel kind of scared being up here. Like when I think about how high up I am, I kind of like I get dizzy. You guys know I struggle with heights, right? So I don't know. Were you scared to sit up here, Katie?
What?
When you were sitting here, you didn't get dizzy?
No.
Oof. Every once in a while I like lose. I feel like I'm losing my balance up here. This is really scary up here. Now that I think about how high up I am, I feel like I'm scared. Oh, I gotta close my eyes. Okay, I am afraid of heights, and this is terrifying for me. Especially when I look off into the distance, then I'm like, ooh, okay. Back to work. Yeah, your Christmas break is over on Sunday. Back to work. Well, Gretchen, thank you. So we lived in the hills of West Maryland. Gillies, 2 miles drop off, no guardrails. Ooh, that's scary. I'm a hillbilly. They call us Ridger runners. That's cool, man. I like hillbillies, man. Like, I like bluegrass music. I like mountains. I mean, that's why I bought that place in Alabama, because it was up in the mountains, and we had a creek out back, and I would blast my music. Like, I like hillbilly culture, to be honest. You know, it stopped snowing for a second, and now the snow's. It's not like snowing. The snow's like floating right now. It's not like falling. It's just floating in the wind right now. So there's the glass. I guess that's the room right next to us. So you can see that the snow. It's not really like falling right now, but you can tell there's a really heavy bend coming in behind it because everything back there disappeared. Here's the river. Oh, the Adirondack Mountains. I heard that is gorgeous, and it's a shame that we haven't explored upstate New York yet. My mom loved Alabama. She mentioned it often. Alabama's beautiful, but when you don't go to the cities. When you go to Alabama, you want to like get off and see like the mountains and stuff around Huntsville. All I remember of Iowa is rundown cities from cornfields as far as I can see. Yeah, and unfortunately, it is like that. But like I said, I did run into a lot of nice towns in Ohio. On the northwest side of Ohio, there were some little towns like Greenville was gorgeous. I did a video in Greenville. I'll have to upload it for you guys. But the signal has been horrendous. Like, I've done a lot of videos you guys haven't seen yet, and you'll get to see them. But this little area of Michigan up here by Grand Rapids and stuff, like, if you live in Florida, you can take a flight from Fort Myers to here, so you can catch a snowstorm up here. From Southwest Florida Regional Airport, you can fly right up into here. So you can catch a flight from Southwest Florida Regional Airport and come straight up into here. Spend a day or a day or two up here in the snow, and then go back to Southwest Florida. Definitely recommend it. There's a guy right there. I think he's live streaming because he's got his phone out. You can see he's holding his phone. So there's somebody down there live streaming. Yep, he's definitely live streaming. People walking their dogs in the snow. Look at that. There are people down there. There's a guy live streaming because you can see him holding his phone up. And then there's somebody walking a dog in the snow. That's crazy. So there are people down there, surprisingly. There are people down there. See people live streaming, some people walking their dogs. Loving Southwest Florida says, definitely have to do Finder Lakes, New York. Have been all over U.S. We did like New York and Oregon coast. Okay, it's called New York Finger Lakes. Okay, in New York, okay, the Finger Lakes. Write that down. I could fly from New York City to Detroit, then from Detroit to Grand Rapids. Exactly. And it's a very progressive city. It's like you can see they have like, if you look in this direction, over here. Crap. I can't believe how you can see that they have the flags of all the people. They have the American flag, Bahamian, Indian, Brazilian, Puerto Rican, Filipino, Jamaica, Mexico, and I think that's either Australia or some other state. I'm not sure what flag is that. You guys in the comments, between Jamaica and Mexico, what flag is that? But they do have the flags when you come into town. Like, so when you come into town, you come into town like this. This is like one of the main strips. So as soon as you come into town, you see the flags of all the countries that are representing the immigrant groups that are here in the city: Bahamian, Indian, Brazil, Puerto Rico, Philippines, Jamaica. I think that's Australia. But I'm not quite sure. It could be New Zealand or Australia. I'm not sure. But anyways, there's a view in the other direction. It's really coming down now pretty good. You can see all the building tops have already frozen. You can't even tell that's a tennis court anymore. When we first showed up to the hotel, you could tell this was a tennis court. But now, it's like a greenhouse there. You can't tell it's a tennis court anymore. All these buildings, like, they're all snowed out. It is Australia. Okay, that's what I figured. Australia or New Zealand. That's what I thought it was. Cool, it is Australia. Australia, okay, so we have conflicting comments. Is it New Zealand or Australia? Australia. Somebody says Australia, somebody else says New Zealand. I was wondering about the building. Is the flags coming in late? Yeah, the building with the flags. I think it's another hotel. It looks like a hotel. I'm not sure what it is. It's our building, the one we're in right now, has a helicopter pad. Oh, look at the car coming up the snow. That's real cool. Car coming up the snow. It used to be colder. Bro, this is so awesome. You can see the Filipino flag as well. Australia. Okay, so we're all agreeing that it's Australia. Okay, I thought it was Australia and New Zealand because their flags are similar. But it's really coming down pretty good now. You can kind of tell by just looking at the rooftops Earlier on today, the rooftops weren't full of snow, and you can kind of tell now when you look across the rooftops, they're all full of snow. Yeah, Michigan has a lot of good investments, man. Like this hotel we're in right now, I don't get why we don't get these things in Southwest Florida. It frustrates me that, like, one thing that frustrates me about Florida is how we just don't get these investments, bro. Oh, there's people walking. Look, people walking down there. That's one thing that frustrates me about Florida is that at least Southwest Florida, because around the Orlando area, we just don't get these investments in Southwest Florida, man. Like even West Virginia, Tasmania, possibly. I'm not sure. That would be. Why would they be representing Tasmania? Is there a Tasmanian community here? So you can see, like in the background, like a lot of stuff's already disappeared. Like you could see when it was snowing lightly, Jamaica. Arter representing Jamaica. Tasmania. I'm not sure. When it was snowing lightly, you could see off into the distance quite a bit. So now the road is almost completely covered. And you used to be able to see a bunch of buildings and mountains, but that's all. You can't even see any of that. So it's definitely snowing a lot harder now than earlier. But there are people on about Florida as a retirement state. I get angry because they put so many investments in all these places, like in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking like, like West Virginia. Bro, they have a lot of investment in West Virginia. I'm talking like they're getting like, big buildings, big hotels, big companies, Bro, we don't get nothing in Florida. It's disappointing how in Florida we don't get these investments, It really is. Detroit murder capital. So we have to decide between Chicago and Detroit. I kind of like Detroit a lot. And I know I'd probably like Chicago. I don't know. That's the thing. Like, you really don't know if you're going to like a place until you go to it. Like, you can have an opinion about a place. And until you go there and see it firsthand, you're not really going to know. I did like Detroit, and I would want to go back. I miss Detroit. Is that ice over there?
Once the snow clears, we can go there. The storm. I mean, the snow's going to be on the ground.
Yeah. So when is, does the lake freeze over? Does this freeze over at some point or no? This river, will it freeze or no? Florida's retirement, Detroit is murder capital. We have golf courses and boats. Yeah, golf courses. But golf courses are trash. I mean, buildings stay forever. Golf courses are trash. It's starting to be kind of... It's picking up. Golf courses are trash. We do have a lot of golf courses, but that's a trash. I mean, golf courses are trash. We need buildings. We need companies for people to work at. And in Florida, we just don't get those things. Like, I don't know why in Florida we don't get those things. Like, I feel like so many other places, like, even like West Virginia, like, West Virginia, it's not like an important place. It's West Virginia. And, man, they get all these companies and all these jobs. And I'm sitting there like, why does West Virginia get all that and Southwest Florida not get it? You know what I mean? It's one of those things where, like, I feel like we're getting cheated out of a lot of investments that other places are getting. I don't get it. Like, if everybody's moving to Florida, why doesn't Florida get those investments? I think the snow makes my eyes look greener. I haven't shaved in a few days. Since we're on the road, I'm not shaving as much as I normally do. But, yeah, I feel like we are getting cheated. Guys, it is definitely turning white out there. Like, it is white as crap now out there. Like, when we first started recording, it wasn't like that. But, like, the longer I sit here, it's, like, turning white out there. Like, it's really, like, the rooftops of the buildings and stuff. Look at all the rooftop of the buildings. Like, you can't even see the tennis court anymore. And I'm talking within, like, a short period of time, the tennis court's pretty much covered. And it's, like, white as crap out there. Like, it's pretty much... And if you look in that direction, like, all those buildings over there, they're pretty much covered already, too. So, it's definitely coming down now, guys. It's starting to accumulate. This aluminum piece where the window is freezing cold. There's people coming in and out. Is that a hotel, Katie, across the street? Because there's cars coming in and out nonstop or whatever that is. Wow. Because there's cars coming in and out nonstop.
That's the Grand Plaza Hotel.
Oh, how much is that a night? I think they said 4 to 6 inches of snow, and we're probably at maybe 1.5 to 2 inches now, so there's still a long way to go. How much does it cost to stay at that hotel across the street?
Let me see.
It's really coming down now, guys. Like it's not a blizzard, but it's good snowfall. How much does it cost to stay at the hotel up there?
I'm finding out, love.
Cool. Just out of curiosity. This wasn't cheap. I don't even want to talk about how expensive this was, but so it costs the same, but they have a parking garage too.
Yeah.
So with their parking fee, it's probably about the same as this. Dude, it is really coming down now. Yeah. Jose, get a beard. Jose, grow a beard? What? Beard. Jose, a beard. No, I would never grow a beard. That's I like to look professional and sharp, and I wouldn't want to look that trashy. No disrespect if you have one. If you have a beard, that's cool. But me personally, I wouldn't grow a beard because it's just, I don't want to look that uncivilized. I like to look professional and clean and sharp and stuff like that. I think it looks very wilderness-like. Like if I grew a beard, like my older people around me would be like, "What are you doing? You look like a hick," or you look on. It's not a. I don't know. You have to have a certain. And I'm not talking down on anybody who does it. Definitely not. I don't care what the crap you do. It's your face. I'm not the one paying to shave it, but I wouldn't do it personally. I just feel like it's not decent for me. If you think it's decent for you, then that's you. Jose is Tony Montana. Not really. I'm sorry you think I'm Tony Montana. You are going to play. No, I'm not like that. I'm a very kind person. Unfortunately, when you're a kind person, people try to take advantage of you, And I've had to show a tougher side of, I wouldn't even say of me because it's not who I am. But sometimes in life, when you're a good person, it's better if you just keep that to yourself, because when you're too nice of a person, people think they can take advantage of you. People think that they can take advantage of that, especially people who are less of less values than you. So what I found is that you can be a kind person and you can be a gentle, kind person with a lot of emotions, but it's not good to show it because there's people who are going to try to take advantage of that. Did you get your money back? Oh yeah, they had to. Naturally, so what they did was they actually took out more money than they actually purposely took out more money just to drive home the point. They actually took out more money, but I talked to corporate, and corporate they definitely sent me a receipt that they're going to return the money. They have to. They have to, but corporate and franchise are two different things. Corporate's not going to allow that franchise to get away with that. Jose and Katie, you have a jacket. Yeah, we had to spend. Not only do we have to buy jackets, we had to buy shoes. Both of us had to buy boots. We had to buy boots. We had to buy jackets. We had to buy pajamas. Because we did not know we were going to come up here. We did not know when we left Florida. We did not know we were going to get up this far. But we just did it, and I'm glad we did, because in life, you have to experience things. And sometimes fear of how much money you're going to spend or what could happen on the road will prevent you from doing the most beautiful things in your life. Like, I don't even feel like I deserve. Like, I'm sitting in this hotel, I'm like, I know I'm doing this, but I feel like I don't even deserve this. This is too nice for me. You know what I mean? Jose, I see you are in my city. Yeah, hippie soul, this is incredible. What a beautiful place. Maybe one day in the future I can get a job offering up here, and I'd take it. If I got a good job offer up here, I'd take it. Or if life brought me here, I know what it's about. And not only that, but just being here, maybe one of you guys is gonna get a job offer in this place, and you're afraid of the winter and the cold, because everybody thinks where they live is the greatest place in the world. I don't know if y'all knew that. People think wherever they are, and I'm a victim of that myself. I've been in Florida, but Florida's the greatest place in the world. And then I moved to Alabama, and Alabama's the greatest place in the world. If I move to Michigan, Michigan is the greatest place in the world. We don't have the tendency to think that wherever we live or whatever decisions we make are the best decisions possible, because that's why you did it, because you thought it was the best thing possible. Jose, would you get a job in New York City? Yes. If I had a job in New York City and the pay was accurately made sense, I would love to live in New York City. In fact, when I left Alabama, me and Katie were seriously considering moving to New York City. Was one of the places we considered. Because I told myself, like, I put myself in Alabama, a place where people are, kind of narrow minded. They only see what's in front of them there where they live. So I told Katie, like, after experiencing Alabama, I wanted to experience kind of the other spectrum of that. Like, I didn't want to experience living in a place where people are narrow minded. I kind of want to grab some pillows. After experiencing Alabama, I wanted to experience like the other end of that spectrum. Like, Alabama was kind of like the most closed place I could have gone to, other than maybe West Virginia. I guess could have been similar. It's really coming down now, guys. Ooh, it's really coming down. It's really coming down now, guys. This is so cool. So, like, I guess Alabama was like the most narrow-minded place I could have moved to. So I wanted, and I did that on purpose when I moved there. I want to understand people and experiences, and Alabama was great for that. Now, New York City is like the other extreme, I wanted to experience both of those things to compare and know what's really better, and it just depends. We're all different. I would have definitely have gone to New York, but my dad kept telling me, Jose, please come back to Florida. My dad was just really, it's kind of like storming now. You can see it's coming down heavy. So my dad was just like, please come back to Florida. My dad was persistent that I came back to Florida.
Oh boy.
What's up, babe?
I noticed how heavy it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming down hard, huh? It's really coming down now. Yeah. That's why that thanks freak. Thanks freak. I left that state. I'm sure you meant Frank. Is there a Frank in here? I wonder what the jobs get a GED to pay like in Michigan. Really good. In West Virginia, people are getting paid $22 an hour to start at a factory in West Virginia. You will not get that in Florida. You deserve staying at a nice hotel like this. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like this is beyond me. New York City is way too expensive. A mediocre one-bedroom apartment is over $3,000 a month. Yeah. Did you see any fireworks last night? Yes, and you guys will too. I'll upload the videos. The problem is that the signal has been really, really bad. Now, guys, it's really coming down now. Let me zoom out so you guys can kind of get the idea of what's going on here. It's really, like, windy. Like, you can't even see you can tell how much it's coming down because people, in my experience, I did not think people were rude in New York. Gator Country says most New Yorkers are very rude. The thing is, Gator Country, you get to meet New Yorkers that live in Florida. See, guys, you can't even see, like, when I first started live streaming, there's, like, a mountain range back there. You can't see that anymore, so it's really coming down now. You can only see that, so it seems like it's really stepped it up a notch here with the snow. Exactly. Thank you, Nashby. Yeah, Gator Country. The thing is that the ones that move to Florida are complete trash. Not all of them, but, like, the ones that move to Florida are not, like, you guys remember when Donald Trump said remember when Donald Trump said, when they send us their people, they're not sending us their best? That's what happens to Florida with New York. You guys remember that famous saying that Donald Trump got in trouble because he says when they send us their people, they're not sending their best? You guys remember that? And that's exactly what happens with New Yorkers. When New York sends us its people, they're not sending their best. Bro, New York people are amazing. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, it's just the ones that you got to meet. The ones that you get to meet are, like, the ones that are just, I don't know what the crap is wrong with the people that move to Florida. But trust me, if you go to New York City, you'll meet some incredible people. Like, I had this one guy in New Jersey, which is across from New York City. Old guy from New Jersey. And this old guy, was like, we sat down and he told us his life story. We sat down at a restaurant in New York City. Now, just to give you an idea, it was $93 to have lunch at this place, okay? It was a Cuban restaurant in New York City, and it was like $93 out the door to have lunch or something like ridiculous. It was super expensive. I can't remember the amount, but it was It was expensive. It was ridiculous, right? So we're having we're having lunch with this guy. He's sitting at a table across from us, and this old guy from New Jersey goes on to tell us like literally his whole life story. And he wanted to know about us, and you know, he was like really cool, man. Like the guy was like he ordered what didn't he order what you ordered, Katie?
Yep.
He ordered exactly what Katie ordered, and it was this old what was he Italian?
Um, I don't
I'm
remember.
pretty sure. I think he was like an old Italian guy. Okay, and this old guy told us his life story, and he talked to us, and told us stories about growing up in that neighborhood. It was in New Jersey, about what it was like growing up there. Like this was a genuine person. So the problem with Florida is that the ones you meet in Florida, yeah, the people you meet from New Jersey and Maryland and New York and Florida, they're just not the best. They're not sending us their best. I'm gonna quote Donald Trump. They're not sending us their best. So, yeah, they're not sending you the best. Um, New York City people are colorful. Thanks to YouTube, I can get New York experience from my armchair. Exactly. Um, yeah, I actually I don't have a prejudice against New York City, and I used to have a prejudice because I believed that everybody from New York was like the people that I was meeting from New York. But when I actually went to New York, I was like, well, they're not all like that. I met some great people. I had some great experiences, and I would love to go back to New York City. I wish I could actually. It's just it's not a thing you can just do with $10. It costs a lot of money to travel that far. But it is definitely white out now. Like when you zoom out, like we're definitely starting. Like everything's getting covered in snow now. And even like this building, when we started the live stream, you could see this building clearly, and now you can barely make out this building. So it just keeps stepping up a notch, and you can see the tower on this church. If you've been watching, in fact, there's an American flag right there, and the American flag right there, you could barely see it anymore. So the snow is definitely coming down now at a stronger rate. It's definitely coming down now for sure. In fact, you can almost notice that gradually things are starting to disappear. So it's definitely snowing hard here. But yet, there's still people walking out and about. This guy's from New York. Say it. He wants me to hear. This guy's from New York. That's hilarious. And I actually, you like the accent. For example, everybody that I met from New York had that accent. Like when you meet people in Florida from New York, they have that accent. They're like, "Yeah, I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from New York. My father was in the mob. Call Tony and Vinny and tell them I want to handle this situation like a man. I don't want to have to call your mother. Bring me a glass of water. We gotta talk. I'm from New York. It's a big city. A lot of things happen in New York." But it's funny that when I went to New York, I didn't see a single person that actually talks like that, bro. Like that's what people that you meet in Florida, right? When you meet people in Florida that are from New York, that's what the crap they sound like, bro. And and what's crazy is that when you go to New York, nobody actually talks like that, bro. It's like when you meet Cubans and they're like, "Oh yeah, mi hermano, let me tell you about my life in Cuba. It was very difficult, man." And then you go to Miami and meet Cubans and they don't talk like that. You know what I mean? Guys, it is really coming down now. Like even the road here that didn't have snow on it, you can start to see snow accumulating on the road now. So it's I don't talk like that, but I know a lot of people who do. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody in New York, like if you're from Florida, you think everybody in New York talks like that. It's definitely not the case. You have a lot of people from the Bronx and Florida, or used to be. Now I got some Puerto Ricans from the Bronx, and they talk really strange too. They have like a Puerto Rican Bronx New York accent. I got a pigeon friend. I got tipplers. I got some tipplers. When I like when I used to live in New York, Jose, I was in the Bronx and I had tipplers. I would sit out on the stoop and play with my tipplers. And Mike Tyson, man, he would go to the club, man. He bring his pigeons. And I have a lot of like New York, like Bronx, Cuban, Puerto Rican mixed type friends, and they actually talk like that. And they've been in Florida for 20 years, and they still talk like that. I'm like, bro, you've been in Florida for 20 years. Why are you still like, Jose, I got some tipless. I'm from New York. I'm like, bro, why do you still talk like that? You've been in Florida for 20 years. Stereotypical New Yorker, yo, let's go get a slice. Hey, look at giant rat. But no, you'll learn. And that's what's beautiful about travel. When you travel, and you see how beautiful New York City is and meet some great people there, then you realize, oh, okay, uh, can I still put it on Do Not Disturb? Let me give it a try. Can I put this on? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold
Your
on.
sound is off.
Huh?
They say your sound is off.
Did it screw it up? Still put it on Do Not Disturb.
They say your sound is off.
Did it screw it up? No, it says my orientation's locked. Am I back on? Okay, guys, are we back on? Because my phone says orientation is locked. Cool. Can you hear me? See me? Okay, guys, are we back on? Because my phone says orientation is locked. Are we back on?
You're on.
Okay. But look what my screen looks. Look at my screen.
Huh?
My screen says orientation is locked. Rotate back. But okay, here we go. So we're back on. Cuba, man. Are we good?
You're good.
Okay. All right. Sorry, guys. So I had to put it on Do Not Disturb. I had a phone call from Fort Myers. Sometimes when somebody calls you, it'll actually drop the live stream. So I'm glad we're still back on. Yeah. Sorry that happened. Somebody was trying to call me, and from Fort Myers. It's incredible because it's really coming down now. Like, even the road didn't have snow on it. You should move to New York City. You would have a lot of fun there. I would. I think it'd be a great experience. Calypso said the snow makes everything peaceful. It really does. The snow has a very calming effect on you. You can see there's water right along the window here from the. I guess it's just from the condensation, and it's starting to kind of turn to ice. I believe you're correct, Calypso. The snow really does have a very calming effect. Very calming effect. Ready to move to Michigan? I'm not quite sure. If I had to, I would make the best of it. I honestly would. I have come to the conclusion that whatever life throws at you, let me just grab a share. Whatever life throws at you, you just gotta make the best of it. Whether it's New York, Michigan, or Florida, make the best of it. Because I met people in Alabama. Like, give you an example. I met people in Alabama who are from Alabama, and they had never seen Alabama. I had this neighbor from Alabama, his whole life from Alabama, and these people, they've never even gone to Birmingham. Just 'cause, like, I saw more of Alabama than a lot of people from Alabama got to see. You know what I mean? It's crazy how you can be somewhere and not even know the place you're from. You know what I mean? Like, perfect example, Alabama. Like, I met people in Alabama who had never traveled an hour away from whatever city they're from. They've never traveled more than an hour away from that city. You know? So even though they're from Alabama, it's windy, guys. You can tell because you can see the snow blowing, the caps of snow right off that building right there. You can see the snow falling right off of that. You can see the wind coming off of that right there. So, yeah, I mean, like, I met people in Alabama who was like, dude, you're from Alabama, but you don't even know what Alabama is because you've never left your city, you know? Like, when you say you're from Alabama, you're not from Alabama. You're from Montgomery, or you're from Millbrook, or you're from Wetumpka. You're not really from Alabama because you haven't really, like, seen Alabama. You know what I mean? Like, so wherever you're at, like, the thing about Alabama's not an incredible place, but I made the best of it. I traveled. I found places that were incredible. You like Georgia? Do we have water in here, Katie?
Yeah, it's on the desk.
Okay. You can see that little bridge is already covered in snow, so it's coming. It is definitely coming down. So wherever you live, whether it's Michigan or Alabama or New York, make the best of it. Anywhere. Let me grab water real quick. A little bit of water right here. And I also have some Canadian barrel water. I got this Canadian Mist. Canada. Oh, something to keep you warm. Yeah. I don't like it though. It tastes like oak. It's got a very nasty